Anyone can sell electronics. At Electronics Expo, they do more than sell products. They design, install, and support complete technology solutions. From home theaters and whole home audio to lighting, shades, automation, networking, security cameras, and premium entertainment systems. For over 22 years, they've helped thousands of homeowners experience technology at its very best. See the difference for yourself. Visit their Wayne or Paramus stores in New Jersey or shop now at electronicsexpo.com.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Easy. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Israel warned the United States of a new Iranian plot to kill the president of the United States, Donald Trump. That this, of course, comes after all these threats coming during the funeral of the Ayatollah. Remember, the son wasn't there, but the father was obviously no longer with us. And there were millions of people through the streets of Tehran who were shouting death to America, death to Donald Trump, waving flags and all that stuff. And we know that President Trump, when he left Turkey, he did not take the new Air Force One. He ended up taking the old one to England and then got on the new one after they kind of swept it and did some security checks. And tonight we're hearing reports from the Wall Street Journal and elsewhere that Israel is the one who warned the United States with what they said was some very serious intelligence that would point to another potential assassination attempt against President Trump. So for that reason, that could be why President Trump ended up taking the old Air Force One. First of all, the Qataris gave him the first one, and a lot of people are saying it's not as robust security-wise. I always wondered, to get a plane from a foreign government, you always got to wonder what could be on that plane, even if the government is an ally of ours. But you just never know. And especially in this environment, things are pretty dicey. And President Trump clearly is fed up with Iran. You could tell that he really has said enough is enough. Of course, he's the guy who had the guts to take out the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps General Soleimani, remember, in 2020. And he's the one who said, hey, let's go in and get the nuclear sites. He's the one who said, let's go in and bomb again and take care of it. The guts and the courage of President Trump, guys, that is something to behold. And we're going to talk about that tonight on the Rita Cosby Show. Obviously, it's a difficult situation with Iran. It's not perfect right now whatsoever. There's going to be a lot of back and forth. But at least he had the guts to start taking the fight to them. And they don't like it. And according to this new intel, they were plotting and planning some sort of new attack. And it very well may coincide with the fact that the new Air Force One did not go back with President Trump, at least for the first leg of the trip. And then it picked it up midway. So what do you make of this? And how concerned are you for the security of the president of the United States? I am big time. I'm telling you, I always think about that. I think about the security of him, his family, the other people in the cabinets, just because the threats are so high. And he has been such a consequential president. And for all those reasons, he is the number one target. He said it himself just yesterday. Take a listen. This is what he said. Remember, on Air Force One. Take a listen.
Were you aware of any credible threat by Iran against Air Force One?
Well, I have a threat all the time. I'm number one on their list before you. But if I go, you go. Mm-hmm. Right?
But was there a specific
so
threat
perhaps someday you want to change professions. What do you have, Daniel?
If I go, you go. We're all in this together. We're all on the plane. He's so sort of matter of fact about it all. And then he did say also during the briefing that he knows that they continue to put him in the crosshairs, that they continue to have threats against him. The question is, was this something very actionable? Was this very detailed that he got from Israel? Is this, genuine intelligence? I believe it is. I'm not surprised. Some people are saying maybe it was to jazz President Trump and get him further engaged. But clearly President Trump, I believe, thinks it is definitely something serious because he's gotten a lot more spirited against Iran in the last 24 hours, calling them scum and calling them losers and liars and saying that these people are just horrible, despicable people. Here is also the other issue that we're seeing this back and forth, of course, the United States hitting a lot of targets in Iran in response to them hitting the cargo ships in the Strait of Hormuz. And then there was a strike near the nuclear plant there in Iran. That's a big concern. And we talked earlier with Brigadier General Blaine Holt, who says this may be a false flag. This may be a setup by Iran to try to scare the world. Take a listen.
Yeah, we're bombing Iran. They're getting another taste of the United States Navy and Air Force, combined air forces tonight on the coastlines. But there are reports that there's inland strikes that are close to the Bashir nuclear power plant that neither us or Israel are claiming that we didn't take. Now, a couple of things that it could be is did UAE or Saudi Arabia jump into the fight? Maybe. Is the revolution on, and are the revolutionaries starting to strike at things like that? Don't know why they would. They're going to need that power plant, and they understand what radiation risk is. Or the last possibility, and this is where I'm going, is the regime trying to create a false flag event by bombing their own nuclear power plant, creating a radiation risk, and then all of the propaganda will flow that the United States did this to us. That's a distinct threat and possibility.
Very interesting. So was this just sort of a setup to get us jazzed? Was this a setup by Iran to try to say, oh, you guys want to back off? We've got some stuff here. Back off. This is a very interesting scenario, and the things are getting very, very dicey. And you could tell that President Trump clearly is losing his patience with Iran.